Hello, and thank you for tuning in once again. You are tuned in to The Encourager, and thank you so much for tuning in. We are on to another journal reading, and so I'm going to be sharing with you again from the next journal, which covers the first journal that I shared with us covered years 2014 to 17. So all but 1 year of dialysis. The first year, 13 to 14, was not in that journal. It was in another journal. And so this journal picks up, actually in 2016, in the beginning of 2016, this journal picks up. It was given to me as a gift. And so, yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Again, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. The reason why I share the journals is really to help us see, and it really is a reminder for me as well, which is the reason why Patah is having me share it, about dreams, visions that I was given and received long ago that are only now coming to fruition or have since manifested, okay? And so hopefully my journal sharing with you is encouraging you to know that, first of all, manifestation is real, Most High is real, if you need confirmation of that, and you are here for a purpose greater than going to work, collecting a check, I almost said child, collecting a check, having children, and living a white picket fence with a 700 credit score. You were created for more than that. In fact, all of that except for the childbirth, it's probably safe to say it's just additional stuff. Okay? Yeah. What you're really created to do is give life, provide life while you are here. What does that mean? Not just birthing life. Give life of encouragement. Someone's down, someone's hungry, you feed them or be a resource for them to feed them. Someone's sad, someone's depressed, someone's whatever. You are an ear, you are an encouragement, you are optimistic, you are a light worker, you are insightful, you are encouraging, you are that, okay? That is the reason why you are here, whether you're functioning in that or not today. That is the reason why you are here. Every last one of us, all 7 to 8 billion of us here, from the child that was born 30 seconds ago to the woman or man that is the eldest to be found on this earth, currently still breathing the pneuma of Patah, my Lord. Every last being was created for one purpose, and that was to be a light, not to be a dark. We have light and dark energy, and we have to deal with those. We can't get rid of dark energy, and it helps us. Again, the enemy helps us to see who we really truly are. Okay? Let's be thankful, right, for it all. Okay? So let's keep going. And when I first got this journal, I was using the left side, some of it for messages. I was a part of the Rock of Central Florida for 20 years, for those of you who are new subscribers. By the way, let me say this before I continue. For those of you who are new subscribers, a little bit more about me. The channel's been here for a year now. March 6th was the actual, that's 3-6. March 6th, or 333. March 6th was the first date of the start of this channel. Okay, last year. I didn't plan it that way. Synchronistically, it just did that. Okay, I didn't realize that until this year when I reached the 1 year anniversary that it was on 3/6. I didn't realize that. Okay, and that's what March is, the beginning of the new year, just in case you're wondering, not January. So, yeah, right. So my background, I lived with a woman and 2 siblings. I have a brother and a sister. The brother, Matthew, passed on 8/4/2021. The sister is still here. Unfortunately, she's a negative statistic with 8 kids and living and on Section 8 and all of that, right? We all have those in our family. So that's that sister. And then at the age of 11, between 11 and 12, made a transition, and it was a spiritual one, a transition from living with Judy to moving with the polygamous sperm donor warlock Mason. Okay? That has been doing witchcraft on me since I was a child, and on his other kids too, and I'm not the only one. But he knew who I was. I was born on the 333rd day of the year. New subscribers. That is the 11/29 of the year. Okay? The year that I was born is an 11. The month that I was born is an 11. And the date that I was born breaks down to an 11. That's 33. I don't share these things with you to brag. I share these things to let you know that there are things that have happened to me that are outside of my control that have stamped me as an earth angel, as a ascended one, as one who is the descendant of Yeshua, of Yahweh, okay, of Ptah my Lord. I'm getting rid of the word Yahweh, of Ptah my Lord, okay. So again, I don't share these things with you to brag. I share these things, first of all, because man needs certifications and stuff. So yeah, I have a Reiki Master Healing certification. If you want to know, I got one. Okay? So that's not necessary. In fact, the less man-given knowledge you have, the better you are. This is the reason why it takes doctors and scientists lifetimes often, and we do live multiple lifetimes, new subscribers. It takes these individuals a long time to grasp the fact of spirituality, because they have so much man-given knowledge, right? So the doctor, in order to heal this, you must do this. In order to cure this, you must do this. Nothing in a medical book will tell you to tell your patients that they can manifest healing themselves. You can go to medical school for 50 years. There will never be a book in your fucking class that will tell you that you can heal somebody esoterically, telepathically. It will never, ever, ever tell you that there is a human being on this planet who for 21 days said they did not need a kidney, that they did not need dialysis. They were just there. Maybe I didn't need the kidney either. They were just there to socialize, and a kidney showed up for them. No medical book will tell you that. That's why doctors have a hard time with spirituality. And they often lead these highfalutin lives, right? With all this education, and not just doctors, any of them with a lot of education have a very tough time seeing through the eye, and it's only one, it's the third eye, seeing through the eye of divine source. Okay? So anyway, let's get going with this journal. So, again, I'm turning pages as I get through, stuff that there were messages from Steve and things. So, eventually I started using only the right page again. Let revelation do its work. Don't be attracted to my universal questions. To my unanswered universal questions. Interesting. Forgiveness is a strategy that helps you to move on. So when you forgive, it frees you to move on. It does something for the other individual, but that's not your business. Okay? All right. So, continuing on. Open the curtain a little bit because it's a beautiful day anyway. Right? So, disrupting pathways. Okay. I had multiple dreams. Various women approaching me. I believe this is simply my subconscious due to what I was going through at the time, which was me realizing that the marriage that I was in at the time, lasted 2.5 years, was not going to work. Okay? And I believe that time is coming when there will be a couple of, I don't know about many, there will be a few offers extended to me. I understand I have at least one secret admirer. I don't know who they are. They're on the channel or know of me some other way. I have no idea. Maybe we have mutual friends. And I say that because I live a fairly isolated and relatively quiet life today. So I don't socialize with very many people, although I have opened up the door of socializing, if that makes sense. Okay? So now, after 2 years, ready to go. Socialize. Celibate, and has been for a couple of years now. New subscribers, this is my third stint of celibacy. The first 2 lasted 3 years each. Okay? I am the eldest of 17 from that polygamist family. So 17 is important. Kidney transplant on 7/17. Again, I share this information with the new subscribers. Just so that you know, I'm not making anything up that I'm sharing with you. All that I share with you is 100% transparency. I do not lie. Okay? All right. Okay. So back to Pittsburgh. So I did have to go to Pittsburgh. I had to go back to Pittsburgh for the transplant, or because of the transplant. So Pittsburgh is where the transplant took place on 7/7/17. I had to go back to Pittsburgh 466 days, or 1 year, 3 months, 9 days, 66 weeks and 3 days, 11,000 something days, 669 minutes, right? After my transplant on 7/7/17, I had to go back to Pittsburgh. So I write down synchronicities like that because that's what numerology and synchronicities are to me. They're extremely valuable, okay? So you see I'm writing down every step in that journey when I had to go back to Pittsburgh. It was a year later. I had only been back that time. I have not been back to Pittsburgh since, okay? And no other scares in regards to my kidneys or kidney function. So Kim is the bride of Steve Parker at the Rock of Central Florida, okay? And she said she evaluated miracles at that particular time. There was something that she was seeing, okay? So Steve told me when I told him that I was going to Pittsburgh and I was concerned about the transplant, he told me that it was no longer a transplant. He said that it was mine, right? And I need to own it. So I'm going to tell you something. Anything that's transplanted from one person to you, one individual to you, okay? It doesn't matter what it is. It could be inheritance. It could be truth. It could be wisdom. It could be whatever. When someone transfers that to you, right, you need to own that. Or when you realize that, you need to own that. So when Most High brings something to your attention, 1344 on the timer, you need to own that. Most High says you are addicted to this, or this is an issue for you, or you need to cut back on this, or you need to adjust to this, or you need to be open to this. You need to adjust to that, okay? For a long time, or for a little while, I'll say, considering the span of life, for a little while, I was against being married for a third time. But again, 3 follows me everywhere I go. I was born on the 333rd day. There's so many 3s I could give you. But your life is this as well. So maybe you're closely connected to the number 4 or 8 or 12 or whatever. You see a number repeated all the time, constantly throughout your life. Maybe it's on the clock. Maybe it's on notes. Maybe it's on your interaction with individuals. You need to pay attention to these signs because these are the signs and synchronicities that help us get to where we need to go and become our highest, purest, truest self. All right? So let's keep on the journey, okay? And he was right. It is mine, right? It was received through a deceased donor. He was 19 years old. So at the age of 2017, on 7/7/17, my birthday is in November, so I had not quite turned the next age yet. So in 2017, okay, I was 43, not 44 yet. No, 42, not 43 yet. I think if my quick math is I don't know, all over the place. So anyway, I sowed a seed into Kim that was 44. It was 44 exactly the what I gave her, okay, while I was still a part of that house. She told me that I would know without a doubt exactly what that was, and it was an answer for her to a question that she was asking Most High. They refer to Most High as Yahweh, okay? All right, so, and I told her that I needed to do that because that's what Most High had told me to do. And it was a Sunday morning after service that I gave that to her, okay? All right, operating from a deficit. That was something else someone shared for me, and that was a word from Michelle. So someone's name is Michelle that probably you're associated with, or so I have an aunt named Michelle. The Scorpio has a sister named Michelle. Any other Michelles I know? I know Michelle Vera. There's a Michelle Vera I know. I shouldn't say her first name or last name, but I know that Michelle, who was someone I knew. Well, I know her. You know what I mean? We're not in communication or anything, but she was supposedly sent to Central Florida back in 2014, I believe. But then she said she was told to go back up north, I think, and she lives in Connecticut, I believe. Right? So, and she is a scribe. She's a ghost writer actually today. So if you're needing a ghost writer, look up Michelle Vera, or Shell Vera, I think she goes by. So, were the words spoken of my marriage with her out of season? Okay, so I was looking at my marriage again. It was already falling apart, or no, it was already gone. I had already left. Back from Pittsburgh. No Facebook going link, so that was one of the times I've gone off of Facebook and deactivated Facebook so many times. It's necessary to go off social media at times. At least for me, it is. Okay, so perhaps you do well to I don't know. You do well to manage it. Okay, but being a business owner and all of that, it gotten overwhelming several times over the years since I started the page in 2009, I think. So, or first got an account in 2009. So I've deactivated the original account that had more than 1,000 friends on it and all that, because I don't closely know 1,000 people. So my Facebook page today has 26 or 27 people on it, and I know each of them. Okay. So, 11:4 must. So this is good. This is good. Given all of the things that synchronicities that we've been seeing collective, it's good. Let's take a look at this and see what I had written down here. Okay. So, my bride must have express, embrace, and pursue the burning in her belly bones for the Most High. Again, I don't use Yahweh so much anymore. But the truth, being willing to abandon all that was previously learned daily, okay, must be extremely physically and spiritually attractive to me. Must be absolutely confident that she is called to what I'm called to, okay? And that says the Rock of Central Florida, but that's not what. I'm not there, obviously. So again, that's where I was at the time. And I've left religion. So she must be willing to leave religion. Okay? So if she wants to stay in religion, that's not going to work. I don't care what the promise is from Most High. It could be that we have quadruplets and they go on to be each a president of the world and rule new order and bring on, I don't care what it is. If they are stuck in religion, you can't be a wife or bride or mate or partner or anything of mine. You still need healing. Okay? Must be the perfect or mature, that doesn't mean without fault, complement to my purpose, positions, and what have you within this, what have you, kingdom, realm, whatever. I am, and, reminds me of who I am and the promises that the Lord of the Spirits has given to me and us, and from time to time keeps me from going astray whenever that would happen. Those are rare moments, I can tell you that. That's very rare. In 20 years, I might need that talk once. Like, that's very rare. In 20 years, you couldn't talk me to worshiping in another building other than the Rock of Central Florida. I was so committed and dedicated, I didn't attend service anywhere else. From the first Sunday in March of 2003 when I got there physically until I left, which was September of 2022. I had never raised my hand, prayed, or worshiped in another house. That's how dedicated I was to them for 20 years. Okay? And that may mean nothing to you. Oh, it's okay if you go. There's nothing wrong with going to another church. Oh, yes, the fuck there is. I'm not mingling the seed. If this is where I'm going to be fed, this is where I'm going to be fed until you say I need to go elsewhere. I am so... Yeah, that's just my level of loyalty. I absolutely believe in that. It's this or that. You can't have both. Stop being greedy. Okay? Pursue physical wellness and proper health. I'm more and more less meat. Okay? Which is bizarre because I used to grill 5 days a week. And grill meat, by the way, not just vegetables. I would grill steak. I'd have steak 4 days a week. It didn't matter to me. But I haven't had a steak since I've been in Arizona, and I've been here for 9 months. If purposed, be ready, willing, and healthy enough to carry our children, whatever, if that's what our purpose is. And it is. I already know that. He's already showed me that in dreams. I shared that with you all. Those of you who have been with me for a minute, I shared that with you in the other journal about Janice, who was the original woman that the sperm donor brought into that polygamous, the original woman who brought into that situation. And she loved me and my brother unconditionally. She ideally wanted it to be me, or to be her, the sperm donor, her children that she had given birth to, which was Kevin and Crystal. Yes, I have a brother named Kevin, father named Kevin. Yeah, there's 3 of us. So anyway, but his middle name is Joseph and not Nehru. So, yeah. So anyway, yeah. So there's a lot required of this woman who's going to be my bride. For a long time, I was against marriage. If you go back and listen to the videos, some of those videos, you will hear the fierceness in my voice to be independent and to stand alone and to do it by myself. And I don't need a woman. And that is all very true. But I have forsaken my free will in order to fulfill this purpose, like Yeshua did, or Jesus did when he said, not my will. I have forsaken my own free will to pursue this that the Father has for me. So all of this is, I'm not going to read the rest of it. It's all just me writing down things that I desire. Right? I love diversity, so she doesn't need to be of a different skin color or race, but it's a bonus if she is, because I love diversity. I love other cultures. I love the difference in our skin tone and how some of the world still cringes at that. I love that. Let's show it off. Let's show it off. Okay? And it doesn't even mean she's a different race. She could just be of a lighter skin tone. I mean, if I stood next to, let me think of someone who most of us know. If I stood next to Tisha Campbell, She might look of a different race, right? But she's not. Her skin tone might, or skin tone does, because I am a brown man, okay? So, and that's how I refer to myself. I'm not African American. I'm a brown American, okay? I wasn't born in Africa. The ones who birthed me are citizens of this country. They weren't born in Africa. So I'm a brown American, okay? That's something that I plan on changing at some point with this country at least. Okay. Dream. Jimmy, who was a gentleman I know, he's a part of that house. In fact, he's Steve's brother-in-law. Sold me a timepiece or piece of time for $168, 168, discounted. I had several to choose from. I selected one. Jim also gave me a pair of sunglasses. My last meeting with him, I prepared his taxes the last couple of years, I think, and at least one of the last couple of years I did. I can't remember if it was 2 years or 1 year. And then we did the ERTC thing, which was a clusterfuck because the IRS, they changed rules and all the stipulations associated with that. Even my good friend that I've known for a long time, and if I have a best friend, that's him. His name is Scott. Presented his information, and it was all just a clusterfuck. I don't even know if he's even gotten anything back from that. The one that I submitted for Jim's company is a multi-million-dollar company. It's due to get back 200 and something for the tax payments that he made over that time due to COVID and all that stuff, right? It was for that reason. Employee retention tax credit is what it is. He received like a 20 grand or some nonsense. Like, it was so ridiculous. That fucking program is a joke. Okay? It's just it's the IRS. Anyway, I was a tax accountant for 13 years, or in the capacity of that industry in some way for 13 years. So I talk about it like that because I know a lot about the tax laws and loopholes and how they put shit in there just to take more money from you. Obamacare was just another tax. What else is another tax? Tolls are a tax. There are so many different ways that they implement these taxes without calling them taxes. Yeah. All right. So another dream. Oh, so in regards to my ex, this is when it happened. 11/17/18, I left the key to her door on the counter. Okay? All right. Sooner rather than later in the review, that's already happened. Here's a dream. I walked into Granddaddy Berlin's house. He is the father of a sperm donor on Berry Avenue in Lockport, Illinois. There are lots of people there. Some I recognize. A few hug me. Right? So just a few. My dad walks in, but doesn't speak. Doesn't acknowledge me. Although he sees me. He comes out carrying several boxes, envelopes. Okay? And sorry, I'm trying to keep the lighting right. Or at least decent or something. So he comes out carrying the boxes or whatever he's carrying. He tells me that they are leaving and can't take me. He then smiles and says to me, "Pray with me." I am confirmation burp. I am standing outside of the car at this time. So he came over to a car where I was sitting. Then I was out of the car and he was sitting in the car. He leans his head on my chest. I hold him, close my eyes, and reminisce as we seemingly float down the road. Me holding him, He never verbally prays. I wake up. When my dad comes to the car, he says, so I was remembering something, that's why I put the asterisk next to that. He comes to the car, he says, you have the letter or package from a trucking company. I say, oh yeah, that's just some third-party mail, third party. Because you know how companies get your information. So he has something to do with somebody getting my information. He's aware somebody has my information, has been using it against me. I had this dream in 2018. 11/8/18 or 11/18/18. Okay? Or at least that's when I wrote this. In the dream, I believe it is Judy that tells me that they are leaving, but I'm not going. Okay, here's another dream. 11/24. Someone was teaching a class. I'm sitting and on Matthew, my brother, again, who passed on 8/4/21, 13 months younger than me, 13's important, walks over to the instructor and tells him or her that our mother just told him that our dad has died. I immediately try reaching out, but she is not replying. Okay, Judy's not responding. I never reach her. Jim and Jenny, again, going back to Jim and Jenny, appear. Discussing my sunglasses. Jim tries them on. So what's interesting about this, okay? What's interesting about this is, like I said, before I left the last meeting with him at his office in Florida on Airport Boulevard, he gave me a pair of sunglasses, expensive sunglasses, stylish, like better than Oakley sunglasses, like expensive sunglasses. Unfortunately, I left them in the sun visor of the rental truck when I got to Arizona. And again, that's not just because. So, he gave me those sunglasses because I was on a new journey, and that journey was bright. Brighter than it is outside today, and it is bright outside in Arizona, or at least where I am. So, very, 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 very interesting. It's like the dreams I had when I was a child. For those of you who are newer subscribers, I had dreams of fighting the sperm donor when I was a child, beating him up, shooting him, killing him, whatever. I had these dreams. I came to realize that Most High was showing me as a child, even though I was repentant, waking up, apologizing, and praying on my knees, right, in our bunk bedroom in Beacon Ridge, Joliet, or Bolingbrook, Illinois. Okay? Wake up apologizing. God, forgive me, Lord. I love my father, blah, blah, blah. I did not know as a kid my unconditional love. That's my healing power. If you want to be healed, find someone's unconditional love and then allow yourself to be unconditionally loved without fighting it. So in order to be unconditionally loved, you have to confront your childhood wounds. In order to be unconditionally loved, you can't be karmic. In order to be unconditionally loved, you can't be narcissistic. In order to be unconditionally loved, you can't be doing witchcraft against people, sending people ugly eyes or evil eyes, ugly eyes, evil eyes. You can't be doing beauty spells and hating on other people and their prosperity, and you can't be trying to break up their marriages, and you can't be all of those things and also receive unconditional love that is healing. So the unconditional love has to leave, and then unconditional love will find you again when you are ready to receive unconditional love and have extracted all of those things that no longer serve your good. Is anyone hearing me? All right. So, every man decrees, I wrote this down, every man decrees within himself to be whatever he speaks. Speaking comes after the conscious embrace. Example, a dumb man is dumb to himself. Before speaking, I am dumb. So as you think, you are. I think Buddha said something along those lines. Okay? 12:15. Let's focus. Okay. 12:15 or 11:15, sorry. I've become aware of something or an opportunity that is greater. What did Most High create the earth and man for? Okay. A dream. I am chatting it up with Emmett Smith, laughing and joking as friends. Go Gators. Okay. Let me show you that. Again, the lighting in here is terrible. When I get in a better place, I'm in an RV currently because I gave everything away for you new subscribers. I gave everything away. Mercedes-Benz S550, Kawasaki Voyager, Cane Corso that was 3 years old. I gave my entire life away in order to start new. Sometimes that's necessary. Okay? Knowing that the abundance is going to come to me so long as I stay the course that Most High Divine Source has me on. I might even be meeting Emmett Smith. I had a dream, I wrote in a journal previously for the newer subscribers, that some person came to me and gave me a package at my house for addressed to Sylvester Stallone. So I don't know. Am I going to be living in Sly Stone's house? I don't know. Maybe. It's possible. I don't know. I know that I prefer to be in the back, but Most High has called me to be in the front. Spiritual speakers, ministers, what have you, went to the Rock of Central Florida for the first 6 months I was there. There were 3 different guest speakers. Each of them called me out, called me up front, literally, you young man, come here. Literally just like that, amongst everyone. You are called to be here. The Father searched the earth to join you to this man and woman, to this ministry, to these people, to this land. I think Steve forfeited that. That's my own personal opinion. Or if he didn't forfeit it, we certainly did not do all that we were purposed to do there collaboratively. Okay? We did not. In fact, I know that. Okay, so Kim and Steve. Kim, here's a confirmation for you that we did not. The dream and vision I repeatedly had back in 2011, 12, somewhere in there, I told you, I don't know if they listen to the channel. I don't even know if they know I have a channel. But I told her about a dream I have, vision I kept having. It was a repeated vision. It wasn't a dream. It was a vision. And in this vision, she was laying on the bed, in the bed. Her hair was wrapped, okay? And she was older. And when I say older, I could tell just from her, I could tell. Okay, she was much older than what she is today, or aged. Okay, because stress can cause aging. Okay, you want to know why someone's vibrant and youthful and they look so young? There's a chance that they have a very good spiritual practice. Very good chance. How did Anna Mae Bullock look so fine at 70 with your sexy ass Tina Turner? How did you look so good? She had a spiritual practice that kept her young. Yeah, that's how. Confirmation with the kick on of the air conditioner. That's how. So, anyone that you meet, right, and you're like, wow, how are they aging so gracefully and so beautifully and blah, 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 blah. Did she have surgery? Maybe, but I can tell you her countenance and the victory that she is and the starseed light worker that she is, that we have come to know, the overcomer, was because of her new spiritual practices and her getting out of karmic situations, i.e. Ike Turner. Okay? So, Anna Mae Bullock, baby. I love you. Thank you for being a part of who we are, for sowing into us, giving us your music, your sound, your throat chakra, your heart, your love unconditional, to show that you can get beyond karmic situations and live this abundant, fruitful, prosperous, gorgeous life with a mate that is as beautiful as you are, as insightful, as free as you are. That's the promise for the collective. Let Tina Turner be an example to us today. In fact, I'm going to make her face the profile picture of this video. Come on. She was born on 11/26. I already know that. I didn't have to look that up. I already know. That's an 8. That's an 8. That's an 8. Confirmation for newness. What is the 8th day of the week? It's a new. The 8th day is a new week. The 8th day is a new. Okay? That's why. Here we are. Okay. Okay, so I'll finish up this page here, and then I'll end the video. I talk a lot. Okay, so 11/27. So 11/26. Look, that's her birthday. Woo! 11/27/18. So Steve speaks on Chris. Chris is someone who's a part of the Rock. Then Steve says, and Kevin. Oh, so Steve speaks on Chris Myers' gift or gifts. We were good buddies, Chris and I, at a point in time. We used to do lunch together for a minute. It was good. We had good interaction, good communication. His wife is a realtor. Her name is Jamie. Great kids, and yeah. So good connection with them. Again, most relationships, most ships come to an end, and they only serve a season. Don't get attached. Understand what it is. Then says, and Kevin's ability to read and see the meaning of whatever that gift or whatever was, people or something along those lines. So Steve acknowledged and knew who I was. Most High gave me this dream right here. I never shared it with Steve. So Steve knows who I am, is what Most High is telling me. Okay? I'm just realizing this right now as a confirmation. Steve knew exactly who I was. This is why when I sent him the email telling him about the Scorpio and witchcraft, he was like, nope, that's not happening. You need to apologize or something, right? He was like, that's not happening. Yeah, okay. So, Most High is not going to lie, Steve. He doesn't like being called Stephen. Stephen. Most High is not going to lie, Stephen. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, my name is Nehru. This is the Encourager. If you would like to get in touch with me, you can do so on a number of platforms. On Twitter at Nehru Patah, Facebook Nehru Patah, LinkedIn. You can find me if you search Nehru the Encourager. You will find me. If you are on Instagram, I am in the Encourager 333, and via email if you would like to communicate via email, whether you have questions or perhaps something that you have heard me say that you have found some additional information on or what have you, you can share and we can communicate via email. And my email address is theencourager333@gmail.com. Thank you so much as always for tuning in. Again, this is more information, more downloads from Holy Spirit, dreams, visions, prophecies, and things that Most High has shared with me over the years that I am now sharing with you again, simply, if nothing else, as confirmation to the ethers that what he said will be true, is true, and there's nothing that can be done about it to change it. 4422 on the timer. Nothing can stop what Most High has promised, except for the individuals who it's promised to. And even in those cases, they simply die and come back to live another life, because nothing returns to the Creator void. Okay? 4444 when I paused. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name's Nehru. I look forward to connecting to you on any other platforms or however divine source and energy makes that so. Thank you, and as always, be encouraged.